Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hawks Latest, your number one source for news, updates, rumors, opinions, and you guessed it, the latest and the greatest regarding the Atlanta Hawks. I'm your host, Zach Langley, aka Langley ATL. Today, we've got a full slate of updates to cover. This is the 86th episode of Hawks Latest presented by FanArt, so hopefully, you guys have been enjoying the videos. We're almost at that 90th video, so definitely some great progress there. We're going to start with France's latest group stage win, and actually their final group stage game that they played. It was led by Atlanta's own Zachary Risacher, who's been having an awesome EuroBasket tournament. So we're going to break that all down. We're also going to take a look at the two Hawks training camp signings who we just talked about last episode. They were waived, and there's a reason why. So we're going to break that down. Also, we're going to turn our attention to Trae Young, Atlanta's franchise player, who is actually heading back to his hometown university on Saturday, tomorrow, for ESPN's College Game Day. He's got an awesome role there. That's going to be super fun to watch. And then finally, we're going to preview the upcoming EuroBasket tournament play, where things are about to get very serious in a single elimination competition that is starting this weekend as well. After some great games, we witnessed some great stuff in EuroBasket group play, and then now with the tournament starting on Saturday, that just means training camp and the NBA season is just one step closer. So now we're going to go ahead and waste no time and jump right into it and talk about how on yesterday's matchup, Zachary Risacher and Team France, they squared off against Iceland, a team that was not good during EuroBasket. They struggled mightily throughout the entirety of group play. They ended up winless in the bottom of Group D. Certainly, when a powerhouse faces a struggling opponent, just in any context, you might expect the favorite to kind of ease off or play down to the competition. But this right here was not the case. We were very uncertain whether Risacher would even play because France had everything clinched. The only thing that really mattered was their position in the standings, but they were going to be in the 16-team tournament regardless. That being said, they kept everyone in, and they put their foot on the gas and did not look back. France came out sharp, disciplined, and dominant, jumping out to a 30-point halftime lead. I mean, it was truly just a dominant start, and that it kind of stayed like that the entire game. In the first half, it was Atlanta's own Zachary Risacher who set the tone. While he had a great overall game, he really shined in that first half. In just 9 minutes of action before the break, he put on a three-point shooting clinic. He was lights out from beyond the arc. He knocked down all three of his attempts from deep. We've seen him do this several times. In the first half of different EuroBasket games, just shooting perfect from the floor, being a little more inefficient in the second half, but still coming out to that hot start. I think he gets a little confident in his shot selection and then just lets it fly. But nonetheless, I mean, that efficiency only built on what has already been a very impressive stretch of shooting for him in EuroBasket. We saw Zachary Risacher have one of the best three-point shooting rookie seasons in a while. He struggled a little bit in the first half of the season, but after January, he shot over 40% from deep on very respectable volume, and that has really kind of stayed true into the offseason and EuroBasket, and then obviously with training camp coming up, and then preseason, and then the NBA season. He's going to maintain that level of efficiency, and that is huge for Atlanta's offense. When we've got two guards that aren't the most efficient, but are elite in their own ways, you got to have your three who's an efficient shooter, and Zachary Risacher is. So coming into this EuroBasket game, this last one, Risacher was converting 44% from beyond the arc and 46% overall from the floor. Those numbers held strong after this performance. He maintained that real level of efficiency. So by the time it was all said and done yesterday, Risacher tallied 15 points, 7 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block in just 21 minutes of play. So, he played more minutes than he did the game prior. The last game, he only played 15 minutes, and he remained scoreless. So they gave him a little bit more freedom out there, and he took advantage of it, and he scored with remarkable efficiency. 75% from the floor and 60% from deep. For his efforts, he was unsurprisingly named the TCL player of the game. France's win was never in doubt. This was dominant from the beginning, but the way they got there says a lot about their mindset. Knockout seeding is going to be determined by these final group stage games, with France in tight contention. And, by the time this video is out, all the standings will be finalized. So hopefully France and Latvia get a pretty good position in the tournament. But they needed not just to win, but to dominate, just in terms of standings and point differential. And they took advantage of it, and that's exactly what they did. The final score of that game was 114-274. Statistically, it was a masterpiece. France scored 60 of their 114 points in the paint. They added 20 points off of turnovers. They shot an incredible almost 70% from the floor. I mean, their balanced attack and relentless defense kind of made this a statement win. So for Hawks fans, this is the kind of performance that you love to see from your prized second-year player. Risacher just continues to add on to his game. He's showing real poise on both ends. He's looking elite as a transition defender, and ball stopper and transition offensive player, and he's got a great shooting touch, and his all-around versatility just is going to open up so much for Atlanta. His post-game message kind of summed it up well. He said, our identity is not to slow down or play down to other teams. For us, it's about making statements and making sure we have to do what we have to do. Atlanta should be very encouraged by his growth, because these kinds of efficient, impactful performances are exactly what the Hawks will hope he brings into the NBA this season. I mean, what he said about France's identity is the exact kind of identity Atlanta's trying to bring in. The Hawks in previous years have had an issue with playing down to their competition and then playing up to their competition. They can't do that if they want to be at the top of the Eastern Conference next season, and there's a lot of expectations for that team. So that's all for Risacher. But back stateside, the Hawks made a quick roster adjustment just a couple days after signing 2 players to training camp deals. It was actually announced the day after they reportedly signed him. So Atlanta has officially waived forward Javen Johnson and guard Dwight Murray Jr. We broke down their games a little bit. We're going to do that a little more, because while they got waived by the team, these are 2 guys that are still going to be very much within the Hawks family of organizations. So on the surface, it might seem surprising. I mean, why sign players only to waive them a day later? It seems a little weird, but in reality, this is a very strategic move. By doing this, the Hawks now hold the G League rights for both Johnson and Murray Jr. These are guys that will be playing with the College Park Skyhawks this season, who are already going to be a very fun team, with Ellie Njai and Keaton Wallace and Jacob Toppin. Now Javen Johnson and Dwight Murray Jr., 2 guys that will get experience in training camp with the rest of the team. They will be playing with the College Park Skyhawks. This experience is going to be very valuable for them, and just adding on to the skills that they already have. So let's take a look at each player that we will be seeing with the College Park Skyhawks this season. So Javen Johnson is a 6'6" forward with 2 seasons of G League experience. He played in 97 games with the Santa Cruz Warriors, averaging nearly 12 points, 3 rebounds, and over a steal per game. Hawks fans may remember seeing him in the Las Vegas Summer League at the Las Vegas NBA 2K26 Summer League, where he did put up 7.3 points, 3.7 rebounds per game in limited minutes. Very solid. Both of these guys actually played for the Summer League team. So Johnson has also played internationally in Venezuela, had a very long collegiate career with Troy, Iowa State, and DePaul. So overall impactful player, experienced player, someone who will be a great contributor to the College Park Skyhawks this upcoming season. Dwight Murray Jr., meanwhile, he is a 6-foot guard, very different skill set than Javen Johnson. He actually was with the College Park Skyhawks last season. He played 43 games with the team just last year. He averaged 9 points, 5 assists, and nearly 4 rebounds. So as a 6-foot guard, averaging 4 rebounds, 5 assists, just showcasing his real all-around skill set. Like Johnson, like I said, he also participated in Summer League, where he really added depth as a playmaker and got a little more run as a guard. Murray Jr. brings international experience as well, having spent a season overseas before returning stateside. He had a decorated college career at Rider, where he earned first-team All-MAC honors in 2023. So just an accomplished guy. Both players have proven they can contribute at the professional level, and the addition to College Park, it's only going to help the Hawks' developmental pipeline, something that has been growing over the past few seasons. And College Park is really one of the best NBA G League programs just in terms of development and then gaining NBA experience for their guys. So, I mean, these type of moves may fly under the radar, but they are important in building long-term organizational depth. Shifting gears now, Hawks star Trae Young, and this is not any crazy news like basketball related, but it kind of relates to something he did last offseason, but he's taking it to the next level this offseason. Earlier this week, actually yesterday, really, he announced that he will be the celebrity guest picker for Saturday's ESPN's College Game Day, which is broadcasting live from the University of Oklahoma this Saturday. So for Sooner fans and really for Hawks fans, this is a special homecoming. Young is not just an NBA star. He's regarded as one of the greatest athletes to represent Oklahoma on the collegiate level. He's a real hometown hero for Norman, Oklahoma. So let's look back at his lone season with the Sooners. I mean, he led the entire nation in both scoring and assists, averaging 27.4 points and 9 dimes per game. His electrifying play helped put Oklahoma basketball firmly in the national spotlight, and it earned him a place in March Madness. They didn't go too far, but nonetheless, he really represented Oklahoma there. He was the first player ever to lead the NCAA in points and assists. Just a very, very elite guard. And a lot of people assumed that he would be a bust in the NBA because of his size and inability to play defense. But, I mean, he really proved them wrong, didn't he? I don't know. I mean, when you were watching him in college, it was very clear you were watching a generational prospect. So I'm not sure exactly what they were seeing, but nonetheless, I mean, Young proved himself at Oklahoma, and he has really proved himself in the NBA. One of the most exciting players in college ever, and then translate into that, he's one of the most exciting players in the NBA. This is actually going to be Young's second appearance as a guest picker on College Game Day, but it's a little different now because the first time came in 2020. It was during the Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State rivalry, where he joined remotely to College Game Day due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Sooners won that game handily, and this time around, Young's going to be on campus in person for what is expected to be a lively and emotional atmosphere. I mean, I don't remember the last time Oklahoma got Game Day. It might have actually been last year, but nonetheless, Trae is gonna make an impression. That's what he always does. I mean, Young's announcement video carried plenty of energy, especially with the highly ranked Michigan Wolverines coming into town to face the Sooners. He made it clear he's ready to set the tone for his hometown crowd. I mean, this appearance also reflects his continued connection to Oklahoma that he has just been growing ever since he got into the NBA and left Oklahoma. Just recently, Young donated $1 million to the university, and he actually took on the role of assistant GM for men's basketball. A lot of people were like, wait, what does this mean for his role with the Hawks? I mean, he's obviously not, it's obviously not changing anything, but just doing that on top of, being in the NBA it's truly inspiring. I mean, he's managing lots of things. I mean, he spoke about how NIL has changed the college basketball landscape and stressed the importance of alumni supporting their programs, which couldn't be more real in 2025. So on top of Game Day, and this is where it gets a little interesting, Trae is also going to be hosting an in-person edition of his podcast, From the Point, with guests ranging from Quavo to Jeff Teague. That'll be streaming live on Saturday as well after College Game Day. So, and he's doing a whole From the Point weekend. He did it last year. It's kind of the inaugural one, but it's going to be, it's going to include community events like a celebrity game, a kids clinic, making this a full celebration for the Oklahoma community and the connections that Trae Young has built. So for basketball fans, this is another great example of Young's star power extending beyond the NBA court. Young last year From the Point weekend, Dyson Daniels and Zachary Risacher. This is the first time we really saw Young, Daniels, and Risacher together, because Trae flew out Dyson and Zach to come spend a weekend with him in his hometown before they even saw the court together. I mean, just showcasing his real ability as a leader. We might see something similar to that. Maybe Young will fly out Asa Newell, or maybe Dyson and Zach will come back, and maybe we see some of the new additions like Nikhil and Kristaps or Luke Kennard. Just keep an eye out this weekend. There's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be super entertaining. So finally, and speaking of this weekend, let's look ahead to the knockout stage of EuroBasket, which officially begins this weekend, actually on Saturday. This field has been trimmed to 16 teams, and from here on out, it is single elimination. One loss, and you're going home. Both France and Latvia have advanced out of group play, and they're now going to be looking to make deep runs. Both of them want to have a EuroBasket title, and I think both of them are pretty strong contenders. Latvia is led by Kristaps Porzingis. Their first game will be on Saturday, so KP is going to tip off EuroBasket tournament play for us tomorrow. It's going to be a tough first-round matchup against Lithuania on Saturday. They have Jonas Valanciunas and several other key players, so it's gonna be a tough game. France with Risacher is continuing to emerge as one of the breakout players of the tournament. They're gonna take on Georgia on Sunday, so I think they'll probably be favored in that. I don't know about Latvia and Lithuania, but nonetheless, we're going to be rooting for our guys, and hopefully they can make a bit of a run before training camp gets started. So both teams will be favored, but this is where the intensity ramps up. So I'm just excited to see, because obviously they're going to be playing with a lot more intensity than they did in group play. I mean, both teams will. The first round is going to cut the field in half, sending 8 teams to the quarterfinals once that concludes, and then those are going to be played on September 9th and 10th, and then the semifinals are going to follow quickly after on September 12th, and then the tournament is going to wrap up on September 14th with both the third place game and the championship. So a lot to look out for there, but everything will be concluded on the 14th, and then shortly after we'll have media day and then training camp. So it's all coming near. For Hawks fans, I mean, the storylines to follow are clear. Can Porzingis reassert himself as a dominant force after some early ups and downs in group play? The first few games, he kind of struggled with his three-point shot, but he really got it back in the last two. And can Zachary Risacher continue to build up this momentum on the big international stage? I mean, I believe he can, but this is going to be high stakes. I mean, in the lone play-in game, in the play-in last year, when the Hawks had 2 shots to get to the playoffs. I mean, this was the real kind of first postseason experience we saw with Risacher, and he wasn't very good. So, I mean, this is very valuable experience for a 20-year-old forward. They're going to provide both players with the kind of high-pressure reps that will translate well into the NBA season. So, certainly impactful, and they're not just playing this for no reason. Representing their country and also gaining valuable experience when the NBA season starts in October. It's very important. So no matter what happens, it is a very exciting time to follow Hawks players competing at the highest levels of international basketball. So that is going to do it for today's episode of Hawks Latest. So from Risacher's standout performance with Team France to roster moves involving Javen Johnson and Dwight Murray Jr. to Trae Young's return to Oklahoma for College Game Day happening tomorrow and the start of the EuroBasket knockout round, which is also tomorrow. It is a very busy time for Hawks fans with plenty to watch, and it's been super fun to cover and exciting to go forward with it. So as always, I'm going to keep you guys updated on everything regarding the Hawks. If you like today's video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single update. We're going to be pumping out videos every single day, keep you guys informed on the latest and the greatest regarding the Atlanta Hawks. And once again, I'm Zach Langley. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Hawks Latest. I will see you guys next time.